Normally I start videos with jokes or quips or a cold open, but I wanted to start today with a personal story, a real personal story from myself. So I'm very young, but when I was in high school, I was pretty mentally ill, like pretty badly mentally ill. I felt no real sense of control over my life, over my decisions, over what I was doing. I just kind of felt like I was moving in place and moving towards a direction I didn't like for myself. Not at all. I had passions for things, but I had no real drive to pursue them. I had interests, the same interests I have now, but I didn't really want to do anything with them like I do now. Then quarantine hit, and I was isolated, literally, had to be. This isolation only really made the mental health stuff way worse. Couldn't talk to people. I could have gone outside, but there wasn't anything to do because I didn't live near anyone that I really knew. And it just wasn't great. It wasn't great for anyone, but it really wasn't good for me. With the only real escape I had at the time being watching cartoons and watching movies. I had a TV in my room, and I had a Netflix, and I think a newly acquired Disney Plus. And you know, I could watch cartoons. I would watch a lot of BoJack, a lot of Midnight Gospel, a lot of End of Ava, and then that was really my only escape when I wasn't, you know, doing school or whatever. I wasn't even on social media. I fully left social media for 6 months, which is how long quarantine lasted. How long full quarantine lasted in Belgium, where I grew up. So during quarantine, I decided, since I had so much more time and so much free time, that I should start some new things. I should start some new pieces of fiction. I should watch some new things, and I should get into reading some more manga, since I would only read manga occasionally, give or take. And I decided I was going to make the journey to jump into Ichiro Oda's One Piece. By the end of 2020, I had fully caught up to One Piece, and I felt a new sense of self. I felt new passion. I felt a new fire in my heart, not just for One Piece, but for my entire life. And for the first time, really ever, I felt free. And today, I'm going to talk to you guys about how One Piece taught me true freedom. Hey storytellers, Chillixion here, back from Dawn Island, and welcome to a brand new video. And before we get into the real topic, check this out. This is awesome. This is not a bit, this is genuine. Check this shit out. Awesome, so cool, right? My friends got it for me for my birthday. Also, my birthday is past. I'm 21 now. Very cool. But yes, today's video is on One Piece, the shonen manga masterpiece, Ichiro Oda's magnum opus, one of the longest running stories ever told, and a story I really love. However, I'm fully aware that a lot of people, especially if you haven't read One Piece, and especially if you have friends who have told you to read One Piece, that, you know, One Piece is a bit intimidating. It's really long, and it's a shonen battle manga. I mean, how good can it really be? And I'm gonna be honest, I was just like you guys, okay? Before I started One Piece, I was really confused. I was like, I don't even know what it's about. I mean, it's so long. I mean, other long-running shonen series sort of get worse and worse as time goes on, and this is still going. I feel like it must have lost the plot by now or something, right? But don't worry, okay? If you're just like I was all those years ago, I'm here to explain to you what One Piece is. One Piece is a shonen manga created by Ichiro Oda. This guy. Not this guy, this guy. It is a pirate adventure story about Monkey D. Luffy, a pirate boy who wants to go on an adventure to look for the ultimate treasure, the One Piece. What is the One Piece? We don't know. After all these years, you still don't know what the One Piece is? I feel like the author has no idea. Well, you're allowed to feel however you feel, but according to Oda, he's known what the One Piece has been since the first chapter, and has actually known what the ending was since the first chapter, and has just been expanding the middle of the story as it goes on because his writing style is very long-winded, but it makes sense. One Piece isn't just long because it has long fights where it spends a lot of time on reaction shots. That's what the anime's for. One Piece is long because it is Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates exploring the entire world. The entire world, with each individual story arc tackling a brand new island, including its people, its culture, its history, and any conflicts on said island. And then how that island sort of builds into the general mythos in the world and will eventually lead our heroes towards the One Piece. And this leads to the story being about a lot of things. While it's long, it does not feel like it is being stretched thin. It is bloated with content and bloated with lore, political commentary, dramatic characters, funny moments, great magic systems, genuinely good action, and lovable characters. And if that interests you, I would suggest after this video going to read One Piece. And if that doesn't interest you, I would still suggest to go read One Piece. I'm not gonna be like one of those people and say that you need to watch One Piece, you'll love it no matter what, just try it until you like it, because I'm gonna be honest, that's not entirely true. Not every story is for everyone, and there are people in this world who aren't gonna like One Piece no matter how much we harass them. So if you really want to try One Piece, I have a suggestion for you. I have two options for you. First, read the manga. Go online, go to your local store, do whatever you need to do to find the manga of One Piece, okay? Open the wiki, find a wiki guide, and read until the Arlong Park arc, okay? If you don't like it by the time you finish that arc, you're not gonna like One Piece, and there's no way I can convince you. In my opinion, reading the manga is really that, perfect way to do it. Is the author's original intention and includes his genuinely amazing artwork, whether it is the way he draws settings, the way he does caricatures, the way he does character design. And it also doesn't feature some of the more interesting ways that the anime has decided to adapt some character designs, including skin color things. But if you don't want to read for some reason, I have another suggestion. Not watching the anime, but instead checking out Netflix's live-action One Piece. Now, I know if you're an anime fan, you're already a bit concerned because live-action anime, those are awful all the time. And yes, a lot of them do suck. But Netflix's live-action One Piece is actually really, really good. Like, not just for a live-action anime, but for a general TV show. It captures a lot of the original spirit of One Piece, and while it is not a 100%, page-by-page adaptation of this book, it's not supposed to be, okay? It's supposed to be just a different way to consume it. And if you want more, you can always go and read the manga. But the actors are excellent, the writing is excellent, the directing is really, really good and imaginative. It's not boring at all. And the first season, which is a measly, I think 8 or 10 episodes, covers until the Arlong Park arc. And again, if you don't like it at that point, you don't like One Piece, sorry. But One Piece is legitimately a bug. Once you start reading it, you want everyone in your life to also consume it because it is really, really good. So good, in fact, that I could probably make hundreds and hundreds of videos on One Piece, whether it's the characters, the world building, the setting, the writing, each arc, each chapter, whatever. I could make so many videos on One Piece. And if you want to see more videos on One Piece, you should click that like button. Yep, got you again, but come on, it's One Piece, and I love the series so much, but I just want to know if you guys like the series. So let's get this video to 40 likes. If this video gets to 40 likes, it lets me know that you guys want more content about One Piece. And trust me, that content will be coming if you let me know. Plus, it helps me support the content and support the creator. It truly means a lot that storytellers like you love my content and, let me know when you guys enjoy what I'm making. But anyway, let's get back to the video. Okay, Chill, you told us that One Piece taught you true freedom. But so far, all we know is that One Piece is a good story. Is that all it takes to just teach you how to be free in your life, you stupid little bitch? No, dear viewer, that's not what it takes. It actually takes the work of one amazing character. Monkey D. Luffy. Now, when it comes to writing protagonists, a lot of people have the exact same view of writing, a quote-unquote good protagonist. However, if we're being fully transparent, there is no good or bad protagonist, just ones that are successful or unsuccessful for you and your goals. Typically, when it comes to the classic hero archetype, people want protagonists that, change. And that's normal. That's not a weird thing. I'm not gonna twist it and say you're wrong and stupid for wanting that. That's very normal. Character change is one of the most important things in storytelling. Having characters that change it means that you're having a story that is actively evolving and a story that is actively challenging your characters. And there's different types of character change. You have positive change, where, you know, a character goes from believing a lie to changing for the better, or a negative change, where a character goes from either believing a lie or the truth to believing something far, far worse. And you know, it's pretty obvious when you have a character whose character arc kind of means nothing, and the change is substantial, and it doesn't really hit. However, there is another type of character that people tend to overlook, one that is just as valid and can actually work much better than characters who change in some stories. And those are flat characters. Characters who do not change. Whoa, chill. Characters don't change. Isn't that bad storytelling? Isn't storytelling all about change? You said it yourself. While you would be correct, the thing with flat characters is that instead of them changing because of the world, it is the world that changes because of them. Typically, flat characters are characters who are already correct in their worldview. The perspective they have is already the theme of the story, is already what the story is trying to communicate. And it is just the world around them that disagrees. So we follow these characters all around, as you know, they change the world. A great example of a flat character is Superman. Just like the guy I talked about last video. Superman is a character who, in most of his stories, he doesn't have a character arc. However, it is the world that changes around him. Another good example of a flat character is another manga classic, Son Goku. Goku doesn't have a massive character change from the beginning of the story to the end of the story, but it is the world that changes around him. Like I said, flat characters already have the philosophy of the story itself. However, it is the world that is changing around them and the world that is pushing back. And we as the audience get to see how stable is this philosophy in the face of conflict. And not every character can be a flat character, but also not every character can be a character who dramatically changes. It depends on the story you're trying to tell. And this all goes into our favorite boy, Monkey D. Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy is a flat character. He does not go through a dramatic character change. What he believes remains true throughout the entire story. Now, he does go through, minor character changes. He matures, he learns things. However, it's not like, his entire worldview is spun on its head. Marineford was a massive event for Luffy. A lot changed in the world, and Luffy did go through dramatic moments. However, his character from right before Marineford to right after Marineford are essentially the same, even though he learned some very important lessons. A term I use to describe Monkey D. Luffy is a force of nature. And that's not a term I invented, obviously, not even for Luffy. Actually, I got it from Murphy Napier, who makes excellent One Piece videos. If you want to see someone who started reading One Piece and became a massive One Piece fan, check out her videos about it. They're amazing. And tell her Chillixion sent you. But Luffy is a force of nature. He is something that is essentially never changing, and that is the fun of it, because you know how Luffy is going to react to most situations all the time. However, what you don't know is how the other characters and how the world are going to react. A big part of that is because One Piece has amazing world building and amazing side characters. If those two things weren't interesting, then it would not be interesting to see Luffy interact with it. But what is Luffy's main philosophy? Well, if you're a One Piece fan, you know this, but his main philosophy is freedom. And One Piece is a story about oppression, small and large. Whether it is the oppression that a Marine captain puts on his soldiers and the small town he's occupying, or the massive oppression that the world government is holding upon entire races, entire groups of people, the entire planet. And trust me, despite how it looks, One Piece does not oversimplify the concept of oppression at all. It tackles its complexities and it tackles its nuances. Like, obviously, we all agree oppression is bad, right? But how it functions, how it affects people, and how it intersections between different cultures, different groups of people, different types of people, different ways of interacting, society as a whole, all of that is extremely complicated. And One Piece essentially tackles all of it in very detailed complexity, hence why this shit is fucking 1,000 chapters long and it's still going. And the thing that makes One Piece interesting and that makes stories interesting is that even though this is a story about oppression, and oppression is a huge systematic thing, and One Piece is obviously talking about the role of the government and politics and, systematic stuff. I actually want to stop here. If you're going to go and comment, One Piece isn't political, you're reading too much into this, delete your comment. Delete your comment. Or I'm going to respond with my real thoughts, because it's One Piece, guys. If you're a real One Piece fan, you know that One Piece is political. And if you've been paying attention to this video and have been hearing what I've been saying, you know that One Piece is political. Some anime fans are just weird. Like, you're telling me a story where the world government is evil, isn't political? a story with like book burning and like slavery, bro? What? Anyway, like I was saying, oppression is a very systemic thing. It is something that is, you know, mechanical within society and affects large groups of people. However, the idea of oppression, of people being stopped to do certain things, people feeling unfree, that goes, you know, deep within people, within their psychology, within their family systems, within how they think about themselves. And all of that is tackled in One Piece. And that's why I think it handles that theme very, very well. That's also why I think Monkey D. Luffy is not only an amazing protagonist in my opinion, but is the perfect protagonist for One Piece. Monkey D. Luffy as a force of nature, as a force of freedom, as someone who wants to be endlessly free, he also wants the entire world to be free. Like, it's not just he wants to selfishly be free himself, he wants everyone to be free. Every single person. And because of this, this puts Luffy in direct opposition to every antagonistic force in the series. Like, wherever Luffy goes, if there is someone who is oppressing people or limiting the freedoms of others, and most of the time there is, Luffy will be there to say, hey asshole, hold on, let me eat. Hey asshole, fuck you. And it's because Luffy has this unwavering belief in freedom that makes him such a good protagonist for One Piece. If he was a dramatic character who had to go from believing a lie to learning the truth and changing for the better, would that be just as interesting? You may have your own opinions, but in my opinion, no, it wouldn't be as interesting, because Luffy starts the series being this, you know, force of freedom, being someone who believes that everyone should be free. So from the jump, you already understand his MO. The more that I think about it, if Luffy was someone who, you know, maybe believed that the forces of the world were a bit nicer and had to learn about oppression and had to learn about this and develop this philosophy, Luffy would just be Kobe. And Kobe is not a character a lot of people like. I love him, but I think every single person who has started One Piece that I know of has hated Kobe from chapter 1. And would people hate Luffy if he had that same character arc? Maybe not. Kobe and Luffy's personalities are very, very different. But I think it's important to say that we had both of those characters in the beginning. And Luffy's philosophy, Luffy's view of wanting everyone to be free means freedom no matter what. It means having fun, eating what you want to eat, hanging out, having a good time. That's why he's a pirate, because pirates, at least in the world of One Piece, I'm aware that pirates in real life are pretty bad. Pirates in One Piece are the true holders of freedom. They're on a boat with their friends, doing whatever the f they want on the free seas, f the government. And going back to my personal experience, I think that really resonated with me. I believe that stories are something that should be used to inspire others. And when you consume stories, you should be inspired by what you read. You should grow from what you read, and you should be challenged, and you should change as a person. And One Piece, first and foremost, you know, is about freedom, is about having fun in your life. You only have one life to live, and you should have a darn good time in that life when you can. Even if people think it's crazy, even if people think you're annoying, even if the entire world is literally against you. Have fun. Do what you want to do because it is your life. But in the same way, help others. Let them have fun. And yes, in some situations, just like Luffy, it's going to be easier, you know, to do it. It's going to be like, hey, fuck you, I'm gonna have a good time. But sometimes there are gonna be people to stop you, and you're going to be stopped in your tracks, and you're gonna be beaten down, and it is going to suck really, really bad. It's not going to be easy. Life is tough. You are going to go through the ringer. Even if it looks easy sometimes, it is not going to be. You are going to struggle. Just like how in One Piece, Luffy struggles. Luffy has struggled a lot, but he's still going. Luffy is still going. And in that same way, you can keep going. Luffy doesn't let too much bother him. He lets people hop on his ship, enjoy the journey. If they want to leave at some point, they can leave, enjoy their life. Let them have that freedom, because it's not stopping you from doing what you want to do. I think it's really easy for us to put on extra limitations in our life, to, you know, say what we can't do and have that be stuff that we just kind of invented. You know, like, there are rules, there are limitations, there are things we can't do that may change depending on where you are, who you are, how old you are, how you look like, and whether or not that's fair. Most of the time it isn't, but that's up to you, right? But, you know, we have those limitations, but there are limitations that we place on ourselves that we say we can't do. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, that's ridiculous. I can't do that. Oh, No one would like me. I can't do that. Oh, no, I don't want to move there. That doesn't make sense. I'm comfortable here. I don't want to wear that. That's too weird. People are going to think I'm weird. These aren't actual limitations. These are self-imposed. And I truly believe that a lot of the time, it is those self-imposed limitations that bring, if I'm being real, sadness to people's lives. I know it did for me. I know a lot of the things that I changed about my life were things that were entirely in my control, but I didn't feel like they were because I was told that they weren't. I was told I have to be a certain way. I was told I had to do certain things. But now I'm doing what I want. I'm doing exactly what I want. And it's not all because of it. You know, I had other stories, I had friends, I had personal growth, but a lot of it is because of One Piece. Reading One Piece genuinely changed my life. And I wish I could say, and it'll change your life too, but I can't say that. It's not true, you know? It might not change your life. You might hate One Piece. It might literally be the exact story you dislike, and that's entirely okay. However, I think I wanted to tell my story. Even when Luffy finds himself at a limitation, finds himself at something he can't do, he doesn't worry about it too much. He works at it. He tries to improve. He tries to get to a point where he can do these things. And if he can, congrats. But if he can't, then he'll move on. Then he'll keep moving. He will keep going for his goal because there is a way to do it. There is a way to do it. So in conclusion, Monkey D. Luffy in One Piece, through just being a silly, ridiculous, naive, childish even force of nature, but a force of nature that believes in freedom and believes in his own freedom and the freedom of others and the happiness of himself and others. Through him, I really for the first time saw what being free was, saw what doing what you want to do was like, saw what achieving the goals that you want to achieve did to you as a person, how it made you happier, how it could let you do greater things, how it could give you greater opportunities. That being free, achieving that notion of freedom was much better than caring about things that you can't do, than worrying about the limitations you set for yourself. Being free is always better than being oppressed. I want to end this part off by saying that obviously I'm a bit biased. I love One Piece. I'm a big One Piece fan. But I don't really care if you think I'm biased. I think that is why I love One Piece so much. And I think that's why Monkey D. Luffy is my favorite protagonist of all time. So that was the video. Sorry if that was a bit intense and sorry if that was a bit corny, but it was a very personal topic. One Piece means a lot to me, and I love to use this channel to, you know, tell my personal experiences of storytelling and how it affects me and how hopefully, you know, you can learn from it and how it can maybe affect you. And this was just the best way I could do it with One Piece, at least for the first time. You know, hopefully you guys really like this video. I know it's a bit different than what I usually do. I don't usually make anime content. I'm more of a Western cartoon guy, but I really love One Piece. But if you did enjoy the video, let me know, you know, click that like button. Let's get this video to 40 likes. Remember, it lets me know that you guys want more One Piece related content, and maybe I'll talk about some other manga I really like. I have been rereading Attack on Titan. And comment down below your thoughts on One Piece. What do you like about it? What do you dislike about it? And, you know, what do you think about the topic I talked about with your opinion on One Piece? But after you make that comment, why don't you click that subscribe button? We've been growing and it's been really heartwarming. The last video, the Superman video, did super well, no pun intended. You guys have been loving it, and it lets me know you guys want more content like that. So thank you guys so much. It's really nice to see. Maybe we can get to 3K? Just saying. But yeah, subscribe. Join the Storytellers. New videos weekly, just like this one. But anyway, guys, looks like it's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I think I'm gonna go catch up on some recent One Piece chapters. It's going crazy in the manga right now. Well, anyway, Storytellers, I hope all of you have a damn good one. Peace.